Moving on, I'm honored to welcome you all to our second session of the day on the topic Bring Out the Researcher in You, a glimpse of the possible opportunities that can contribute to your research life. So without further delay, I would like to introduce to you our speaker, Dr. Judy M V. She is currently working as professor in Department of Computer Applications at CUSAT, Cochin University of Science and Technology. She has about 18 years of teaching experience. She has completed her master's in computer applications. She has also MPhil and PhD in computer science. It's indeed our pleasure to have you here, ma'am. I, on behalf of IEEE MSS, cordially welcome you to this session.
Hello.
Yeah, ma'am.
Good morning. I just wanted to check if I'm audible.
Yes, you are.
Okay. So we'll start. I have a presentation also. I'll share the presentation right now. So at the outset, I would like to thank coordinators of this workshop, Beyond Glass Barriers 2020, which is organized by IEEE Malabar Subsection and in collaboration with Women in Engineering. I thank you that you have given me an opportunity to discuss certain possibilities in the research life. In fact, while going through this, even I learned, I came to know that there are more possibilities actually given to us, gender-specific opportunities in the field of science and technology. So since it is a very specific topic given to me, I'll directly go into the presentation. Can you, is it visible?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay. So I've just made my presentation this way. Just hold 1 second. Now is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
My video is on or off? Video is on?
Video.
Video is off.
Off, ma'am. Video is off.
Okay, fine. So we'll start it. So I just wanted to start with this way. I assume that all of you are either having an idea of pursuing research, or you are in the field of science and engineering technology, and maybe you have a vision of doing some research in your life also. So I was just going through, like basically we know that research is when you want to work creative and systematic work that you undertake to increase the stock of knowledge. So I'm just thinking, because we have various reasons for pursuing research in our field. So it may be either you want to make a contribution towards your chosen field, that would be your thinking, or you have a long-term career goal that you want to pursue a PhD, then go for a postdoc or go for some kind of a fellowship and things like that. Or it could be like you want to, you challenge some knowledge in your domain and you want to improve knowledge in that particular domain. That could be the reason. or you have an enjoyment on the subject matter. You just start reading, and then you understand, you get interested in any particular subject, and then you go deeper and deeper into that, and that could be the reason also. Or it could be you want to demonstrate your intellectual potential. So whatever may be the reason, so we choose to do research in our area. So these could be some of the reasons, and there are various other reasons. In fact, nowadays we know that if we are into an academic position or a teaching position, we have some pressure also from, it demands us to have a PhD, or you have to have publications. So many pressure also is there in the field now. So whatever it is, I'm just directly going into the possibilities. Once you have chosen to be in the research field, okay, what are the possibilities that are available for women, especially in the field of science and technology? So I am just like touching upon the various scholarships. I would request the other participants to kindly mute. Okay. So what are the opportunities? So I've just taken a few things, like what are the scholarships that are available, fellowships, research grants, postdoctoral opportunities, awards specifically. All these which I have collected now is based on specifically for women, and what are the funding schemes that are available. Okay. So we'll directly go into that. If you look at the scholarships, I can share this PPT also with the organizer so that it can be shared. I've given the link for all these scholarships and other details, which you can go in detail and find out how to select all this. When looking at the scholarships, that is for the sake of education, we can see that there are a lot of schemes that are available. I've just picked a few 10 or plus scholarships just to talk about it a little bit. So one thing is like for AICT Pragati scholarships, few of it you may be you may be knowing this, and you're already availing these scholarships also. But for the others, so AICT Pragati scholarships is there for girls. So around 4,000 scholarships every year AICT is giving for students, especially the candidates who have been admitted to first year of degree or diploma program in any AICT approved colleges can apply for this. So you will get a tuition fee of around rupees 30,000, which is less than 2,000 and plus. So you can see that the more details are given in the AICT site. Other scholarship, education scholarships given are Fair and Lovely scholarships. So this is again given as a CSR responsibility by Hindustan Unilever Limited, and the amount is around 25,000. Okay, so eligibility is again 15 to 30 years to who wish to pursue undergraduate or postgraduate courses. Then we have Tata Housing Scholarships for meritorious girl students. So here also the eligibility is second year of BE, Tech, Civil Engineering or BArch degree, and the family income should be less than 3 lakh per annum from all the sources. So this is another scholarship. Begum Hasrat Mahal National. This I think a few of you may know because it's already there, and it was called as Maulana Azad National Scholarship for meritorious girls. So the eligibility is again minority community studying in class 9 to 12. Application time is September to October. So other scholarships for education is DRDO scholarship scheme for girls. So this is again, see, I've mostly picked up all that is for science, engineering, technology students. There are other also for other disciplines. So this is who has got admission in the first year of BE, Tech, BSc Engineering course, and they should have cleared JEE main. So that is a restriction given here. It is given by DRDO, and it is for girls specifically. You can go through this link and get more details. Then Dr. Reddy's Foundation scholarship also. This is the eligibility is for as soon as you complete your class 12 examinations, and this is for pure natural science courses for their graduation. So this is also given by Dr. Reddy's Foundation. Then you know all this. Most of you would have been availing the CBSE Merit Scholarship. So that is there for all, but this is for the single girl students. So I think this is one which is mostly availed by single child families with single child. Then Adobe India Women in Technology Scholarship. What I'm trying to say is, see, these are opportunities. We have to log in and find out when this call is there. I have given the timeline also for all these scholarships. and we can apply, and there are many people who are availing it. Those of you who are not knowing about this, I would request you to just go into each of this and check if we are eligible for it and we can apply for it. Adobe India is also again eligibility is given full time in a formal technology 4-year BE Tech education program, or even in integrated courses also you can apply for this in whoever is studying in an Indian university. So this is they give fund towards the tuition fee for the remainder of the awards recipient university education. So in case you've already started the course also, you can apply now and avail for the rest of the course. Then we have postgraduate Indira Gandhi scholarship for single child again. So single girl child of up to 30 years of age, you can avail this. So this is initiated by UGC again, all Government of India scholarships. Then we have this Women Scientist Scheme WASB. This I will get into this WASB schemes again in the next slide, because there are few more schemes that are given by Department of Science and Technology, Government of India. Then SOF, you know, most of your, even your children may be availing this SOF, Girl Child Scholarship Scheme. So this is given right from class 1 to class 10. Though this is not particularly focusing on research, I just wanted to touch upon little scholarship given in the educational area for women. So other thing is L'Oreal India for Young Women in Science Scholarship. So this is also eligibility after class 12 passed girls, and they are into a science stream, science, engineering, medical, or any other scientific field. You can try and apply and get a L'Oreal India for Young Women in Science scholarships. Then these are the scholarships that are available, and there are some eligibility criteria based on which you can apply and try and get the fund. Coming into other funding opportunities. Suppose you know though you are already into research and you have selected a particular area, now you need some kind of a financial assistance, or you need some kind of fellowship. So you want to do your postdoc and you want some kind of financial assistance. Then there are various other schemes. I have classified it into funding and fellowship and postdoctoral schemes here. So this is very important. There are various bodies, government bodies in India who offer funds for research. Okay, they call us externally funded research projects and all that. But while looking into it, I found that there are certain schemes that are available only for women. So this is very important. You can see that the Department of Science and Technology has various categories for women scientists. So just one alone, I will just click the link and I'll just get into a little bit deeper. If you look at the DST, you have this Ministry of Science and Technology, Department of Science and Technology. In that, DST comes in, and you see this is the page which is specifically for women scientists. It's a women's. Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you can log in here. You can just browse through these schemes. There are 4 types of schemes that they are talking about. The first thing is very recently launched. You can see it is launched in 28 February.
Web page is not visible. Web page is not visible.
Oh, okay. Just let me check if I can share that again. How do we share that? Just hold on 1 second. I'll just try. How to give share all? Now? Now is it visible?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay. So web page is also visible, right?
And now web page is visible. Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, so this is the DST website, and I've taken the page which is specific to Women Scientist Program. This GATI program, you can see this is very recently launched and it's in the initiate stage, and there is a call open now. Okay, so you can go in detail into this, how it initially was. Just this is the preliminary stage because the scheme was announced in 28 February 2020 only. So you can see GATI announcement PDF is there, detailed advertisement is there, expression of interest form is there. Any institution want to become a part of this GATI scheme, it's an institutional wise opportunity, not for an individual. So you can just fill up this expression of interest application, and from the institution can submit and get into the scheme. Otherwise, other famous old schemes which many of my colleagues also have availed. Even I have got one DST CSRI, CSI, two DST projects basically, but not specifically women based. So you can see there are women category of fellowships for women, which is it's called as women WAS A, WAS B, and WAS C. So this is one is basically for applied science and basic science, other for science and technology interventions for social benefit. Okay, so we feel that once we have got a PhD, for those of you who have acquired a PhD and you want to do further some kind of work, it is always, I have a feeling that we take up some socially benefit areas and then we try to implement our whatever we have, the knowledge that we have acquired during our PhD degree, and do a project that would be very useful. In that case, you can apply for a scheme in the scientist WAS B scheme. So like, for example, my area was computational biology. I have done some papers, research work and all during my PhD. After that, I wanted to I want to really apply the knowledge that I've got, but I wanted some fund for travel, contingency, and then I need some people to work with me. I've applied for a project for in the same area, like finding out the genotype, phenotype of autism related patients. So I had a tie-up with the hospital, a co-PA from the hospital. We were trying to develop some kind of algorithms, tools and all for which will be helpful for the autism patients. So in that case, I applied for a DST grant, which is coming under Cognitive Science Research Initiative. Or I could have even tried with WAS-B. The Cognitive Science Research Initiative scheme actually had two options. Either I could do it as a project or I could have taken it as a postdoc also. So it is up to us to choose which option is preferable for us, because if it's a postdoc, you will have to do it as a full time. You may not be getting the pay that you're already getting from the host institution. So that we can decide. And if you really want to do something which is for the social benefit, and if you feel that your area has potential, you have an idea of how to apply it, you can go for this WAS B scheme. So the details are given here. You can go through in detail how much money there. This fellowship is actually, you can see around 55,000 in WAS A you get, then 35,000 in WAS C, WAS B scheme. All the details are given here, and the link also is given to all these things. I think right now there is the call for proposal is not open, but every year once it will be open. There are certain schemes that is open throughout the year. So there are certain schemes that you have to keep watching when it is open. So first you will have to, once you are into it, you will know that, okay, DST, ICPS will be open in the month of May, June or something like that. What I feel from my experience is usually they have a time period and then they they will want to finish off the entire process of sanctioning the financial assistance before March financial year, end of financial year. So the procedure will take 6 months altogether. So 6 months prior to that, you can see that there will be a call for proposal. So it's always like that. Otherwise, what we can do, we have an idea, we look into any of this format, we keep everything ready and wait for the call for proposal, and then we can apply also. So these are the ways in which you can apply. So just one link I have gone into. We'll come back to the PPT. I have come back to the slideshow. Is it visible now?
No, ma'am.
Now?
No.
It's showing your screen sharing. Should I do some? I'll just try 1 second. Now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. The second scheme similarly is given by another Department of Biotechnology, Women Scientist Scheme by DBT. So this also, the link is given. Please go through so that you will get more information about how to submit it, what is the process, what is the format and all that. Other thing is given by Bioscientist Award. Again, this is by DBT. So this is an award basically. So you can see that there are two, senior category and young category. So some of those who have completed PhD and pursuing research still, and for the other who have not maybe who are doing PhD, so that category, and with the age there will be a difference in young category and senior category. Then SERB has got a lot of awards. You can see Women Excellence Award. So once, so this is below the age of 40 years basically, and then they have, I've just listed down the different awards that SERB is given. That is Science Engineering Research Board. So you can see that also. Then EMBO, this is just not an Indian thing which I have made here, just one international, which is also open. You can see that women scientists from India also have acquired this funding awards here. So that is by European, basically by Germany. And then you can just see how much they give us a grant of around 800 to 1,200 euros, and which covers the travel and cost accommodation and all that. Then comes the postdoctoral fellowships. Actually, I have not covered the whole postdoctoral fellowship. Even I recently have seen that even IIT Chennai, if you just look into IITs, they have a separate clause for PDF, postdoctoral fellowship for women, wherein they give us freedom to take leave. They don't ask us to be completely full-time available there. It is split up into 3 months per se, like, because they assume that we have a family, we can't leave the family and go and stay there in for a 2-year complete period. So you can just work from your place, and then you may have to go there in a period, like, you know how you do your part-time PhD. It's like that. Usually postdoctorates will be full-time, and you are not supposed to have any other job. It has to be done as a full-time work, and you will be paid for it. But nowadays, some IITs for postdoc, you can log into IIT Chennai also, see that they are giving you flexibility to be in your place, in your native place. Then you can come and visit like a three months duration on the whole year. So it can be like during the vacation, you go there and you work with a guide who's there, and then come back and do the rest of the work from your native place. So that is also allowed. You can see UGC has a lot of postdoctoral fellowship opportunities given for men. Earlier, what we saw was DST. Even UGC has, and you can just log into this link, and you can see what are the fellowships that are available. And this postdoctoral fellowship duration is 5 years. Usually it used to be 2 years, and if it's abroad, it can vary from 6 months to 1 year, 1.5 years, like that. Okay, so but this is up to 5 years duration they are providing this. Then Indo-US fellowship. Suppose you have already into research and now you want to have a collaborative international collaboration. Then again, the STEM is common, and for women there is a separate wing. So you can see in STEM itself, Women in STEM is a separate branch and separate fellowship given. So the scope of getting the scholarship is from an open category, and if you're applying in women category, the scope is more that we get this fellowship. So you can see that this is when you want to do a collaborative project with a US partner, a collaborator from their end. Then you can, suppose you already have somebody, you know that they are working in this area, and you have some kind of a collaboration already there, but you need some money for travel, stay, and other things. Then you can apply through this Indo-US Fellowship for Women in STEM. The National Postdoctoral Fellowship, again NPDF for women separately with the age relaxation of 5 years is again given by SERB. So that also you can go and see serbonline.in, in that NPDF you can see. Then comes the this NARI is another website by NIC. You can just log into that website related to science and technology. We have this postdoctoral fellowship again. See, one advantage here is the upper age limit is around 55 years to 60 years. So anytime anybody who has a break, sometimes, you know, it happens that you are good in your career. I'm talking in the perspective of women, and you're very good in career, and then you got married due to the responsibilities that you have. Suddenly you had to take care of the family. You had a break and all that. Then your children are kind of settled, and then you feel that you have enough time and the same energy level you have that you want to come back into research. Then you need some kind of a motivation potential. You need some kind of financial assistance. Then you can avail postdoctoral. See, there are a lot of schemes. All these schemes are given to women, especially who had a break in their career also. For either you're continuing research or you had a break in research, break in career, there are schemes available for women. So a lot of support is given. We cannot say that women is being discriminated. Rather than that, I see that there are a lot of opportunities and encouragement given to women scientists. That is what I ultimately feel after after preparing for this presentation. Then you can see Women Associates of IAS, Indian Academy of Science also. There are 51 associates on rolls in the academy. You can just go in, okay, with 11 women associates and 40 men associates. So they have a lot of schemes, and then they have an associateship which is given to people between the age of until the age of 35 or a minimum of 3 years. So that is another opportunity to get into the research community. So that you can see. Then this is very recently launched and the call is still open. That's why I have just added on to this. Those who are right now, you want to apply for something, please go through this page. Okay, in this, there are SERB Power. Power is promoting opportunities for women in exploratory research. It's a very useful thing, useful and it's simple to actually apply. And if you have a problem in mind, and then you can directly apply it right now also. The SERB Power scheme has got two ways in which they give a funding. One, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay. So in SERB, Power Research Grants and Power Fellowship is there. So this fellowship is open throughout the year. But for this fellowship, you have to be a nominee. In the sense, if you have a problem, you can actually fill up the form and all that. And then you have to get nominated by your institution head. And for the Power Research Grants, right now it is open. It is open till December 31st. So this, if you are in tier 1 institution, you will be getting up to 60 lakhs. And if you are in tier 2 state universities, central universities and all in tier 1, state universities and other universities, colleges, you will get up to 30 lakhs grant. So this is open. You can just go through and find out what is I've just added 1 or 2 formats for you. If you are new to this, I'll just go to the next slide. So Power Research Grant and Power Fellowship are the two specific schemes by SERB for women, especially for exploratory research. That is for science-related exploratory research. So you can go in there and you can apply. Fellowship is open throughout the year. Grant is right now, call is there. Now, see, I think I've just covered some scholarships, fellowships, postdoctorate and all. And if the coordinators can share this PPT, they can go detail into what are the schemes that are available. For just to before winding up, I have 5 to 10 minutes, right? Or should I stop?
No, ma'am, you can continue.
Okay. So see, for some of you who are students, you do not understand what this whole thing is about. Proposal, project, somebody is talking about, and you have to submit. And those who are in the teaching field, it is always advisable to continue research, whether you have enrolled yourself into a PhD program, whether you have completed your PhD program, that is not actually a matter to be considered. You should always have an interest to do research. That should always be there in your mind, and you should keep reading research papers, keep updated. They say, you have to keep running to stand where you are. So if you want to at least be in the position where you are, you have to keep running. So I would request that there will not be any mandate for you to do research, but you should not take it as a stress. It should not be like, see, I have to make a paper, I have to submit a paper. In private institutes, that is there. You must have a Scopus paper for your evaluation, your self-evaluation form. So that kind of a pressure is nowadays coming in. That pressure can be taken. Suppose, I don't know the audience now. Suppose you are from a private institution, or you are under a pressure that you have to make a paper, make it as an opportunity. You have somehow gone into that pressure because either you got that job or you registered yourself for PhD. It's okay. So then you make it as that pressure should be considered as an opportunity. Otherwise, if there is no pressure also, I would request that keep updated. Otherwise, you will feel after a few years, you will feel you really don't know what is happening in our field, especially computer science or all engineering, science engineering field. The field is getting updated every second. So I would request you be in touch with what is happening and try to write a paragraph, write a blog, write an article, or make a paper, or go for a talk, so that you will get updated, and you will in fact, when I was just preparing for this 20-minute talk, I could understand that there are more schemes that are available for women. So that is one thing which I would like to say from my end, just my thoughts. Okay, so see, formats will be like this. I've just taken 3 formats which recently we have submitted, and we have got the projects also. It's not the whole proposal, it's just the format which is there in my local drive, but I don't know if I can. Again, I have to go sharing that. I'm just opening it up. Check if you can see that. Usually, this is how formats will be. Proposal formats will be. I think you're not able to see the screen, no? Are you able to see the Word document?
No, ma'am.
Okay, I'll have to go share again. This is a DST. Now I think you can see, right?
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
ma'am.
Yeah. So this is a call for proposal format I've downloaded from a DST website. This comes under, as I told you, there are different schemes under DST also. You can see what are the funding schemes available. This is one separate scheme which is called as ICPS, Interdisciplinary Cyber Physical System Division. Like that, there are a lot of other divisions. Like I told you, Cognitive Science Research Initiative is there, or like WAS, Women Scientist Scheme is there. Like that, you can see. So usually, these are some elements that you can see in a proposal. They will have a general information page. You will have to write some project title. You have to find out some potential area where you feel that if I continuously work for 3 years, I can come out with some possible outcomes. So then that is the project title, priority area. Say, for example, you will give it as machine learning and then video classification related to Indian archival system, or you can say computational biology, some gene finding, whatever it is. Then duration, you will have to say the duration will be 2 to 3 years maximum. Some schemes are 5 years. The other proposal which I have, it's a establishment, center establishment proposal. That is 5-year scheme. So this is just a normal. Then you will have to say how much would be your total cost, full cost. Like I will say 25 lakhs I will need. Then who are the PIs, principal investigators, co-PIs, their information you will have to mention. So these are the general information page. Then you will have to write a 1-page write-up about the project summary. So it's like your student project you have done, like your MTech project or PG projects, even your thesis maybe you have done also. Similarly, here also you'll have to write a project summary. You'll have to say, see, I am trying to address this problem, whatever is the problem. See, there are certain gaps that I've identified, and I'm going to address this problem. So it's a 1-page write-up. Objective specifically you will have to mention. What is that you are going to crack? I will be developing an in-house deep learning model for solving this. I will even objective sometimes can be, I'll be what is a deliverable kind of thing. Like I may be having resource, I'll be like PhD holders are, I'm going to give 2 PhD out of this. So what are your basic objectives that you want to address? That you have to mention here, which should be like kind of very clear, and it should be, there'll be a timeline which is coming up in the later stage. So you should be able to fit in this objective what you have mentioned here in the timeline. So that way you have to mention the objectives. Then what are the problems intended to be addressed by the proposed project that you have to mention here? What is the applicability? See, all the proposals will not be of the same format. There will be slight difference in the terms that they use, but overall it will be like this. There will be a general summary, there will be a project, there will be a project summary, then there will be an objectives, gaps identified, there will be a literature review. See, definitely they will ask for what is the international review status and what is the national status. That will be there for almost all type of project proposals. So you will have to collect very briefly, precisely, exactly what is the review status as of now on the same problem. So if as it's a societal problem, it is totally for our region specific. Okay, you want to do something to your own community, like people will look into our, see, for example, we have given a marine related, that is for our grid, our portion of the Indian Ocean or our area, weather forecasting for only southwest monsoon related or whatever it is, you can slightly relate it to the international review status, at least based on the methodology that you are using. You can say that similar studies is done by the Mexican population or so and so, so and so. Similarly, you can give there. And national review status is exactly what has been done in this particular area, that you have chosen. And what are the gaps that you have identified? You feel that there is a possibility in doing research. That is very important. What are the gaps that you've identified? Then you will say how this gaps, what is your plan? You don't have to give detailed methodology, but in a project, they will expect you to really give little more details rather than talking something then without, exactly, you may have to give black and white rather than giving an abstract idea or a black box. You'll have to tell them, okay, these would be the methodologies, because already you have an expertise in this area, or already you have published some papers in this area, or you have made a detailed survey and you know how people have addressed. So you can easily say what are the methodologies that you propose, which may change in the due course. That is okay. But at the time of presentation, they should understand that you have a clear idea what methodology you will follow in addressing each and one of the objectives that you have specified. So that you should. So it is a systematic way. You will have to say what are the what is the gap, how this gap will be identified, what are the methodologies that you're going to follow. Then comes the work plan. This is what I said. You will have to draw a timeline chart and say that objective one, say for example, data collection or installation of the systems that I'm going to purchase. As part of the project, I will need a server and so on. So installation, tendering, all those process, recruitment of GRF, all those things will take place for the first 6 months. Next 6 months, I'll be doing the literature survey and all those things. Then the next 6 months, I'll be designing the methodology. Other 6 months, available data. Like that, you'll have to mention the work plan. And finally, what are your deliverables? That also should come in the work plan for the 3 years or 5 years or 2 years, whatever it is. Then relevance of the project and some things like this. You will have a column like this. That is to show the financial split up that you have asked. You have asked for 50 lakhs. Then usually there will be two types of components. One is the capital investment, like the equipment, one time recurring cost and non-recurring cost that you have to mention. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I think I'm taking more time. I'll just stop with this. So what will happen is in the budgeting, usually there will be two heads. One is recurring cost, other would be non-recurring. So one time purchase of the system, recruitment of the JRF, all these things, and that will come in the JRF will come as a recurring thing because every month, every year, we'll have to be paying to the JRF and other resources, human resources. So like that, there will be a budget head. They would have given you all this. You just have to fill in. What are the equipment that you're going to buy? Domestic travel. Most of the projects usually they will not encourage you asking for internet costs and simple PC. Suppose you need a specific hardware or a specialized like an HPC, or like you want a deep learning system specifically, which is not available in institute. Maybe you can ask. But otherwise, a simple PC, then asking for a printer and then internet, all those things are not encouraged at all. They do not support. I feel. I'm not saying it so authoritatively. Out of my experience, I'm just telling you. So you can again check into the proposals. I'm just giving a disclaimer there. So domestic travel, consumables you can ask, contingencies definitely you can ask, and whatever you're given, 10% will be given as institutional overheads. So that also you can claim. Okay. Then they will ask for all the heads that you have given here. There will be a column down like this. Okay, I've asked for project staff. Why do you need project staff? What equipment? I said I've asked for a GPU. Say 800 cards, 800 cards, then they will ask you, why do you want 800 cards there? Specifically, I have to say 800 is necessary because, or I want a DGX 800 box because it can handle 5 petaflops operations. And my problem that I have suggested has got this much video processing, and this is the batch size and it takes. So if you are very clear, chances of getting it is more. So I would say that you must work on the project. When there is a deadline, immediately you pick up something and then you finish something and give, chances are less. Better have a problem, write about it, learn about it, prepare a document, and be ready whenever there's a call for proposal. You can submit it. Certain call for proposals are open throughout the year, so it is possible to find out one from there and apply there also. Okay, so this is it. This is how there are other things which I'm not going into. Biodata of investigators would be the last thing. You'll have to get an endorsement from the institute. That also will be there mostly. Like your registrar or the principal should say that there is we accept to the person being the PI, co-PI, because the fund basically goes into the institution and not it's not to the PI. It is in the name of, maybe it is given as no, still the fund goes in the name of university or the institution that you're working in. So you should get a consent letter, endorsement from the. So this would be you can see that 70% to 80% most of the proposals are like this. But again, depending on what is the scheme. Screen sharing is closed now.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I will just finish it off now.
Okay.
This last slide. So this is how a proposal is to be submitted, and other formats I'm not going in detail. And the last slide is, now you can see enough PowerPoint.
Yes.
Yeah, this is the last line. I just took some points to ponder because it was in women especially. So I just got some certain quotes. You can just read this. Science is not a boys' game. It is not a girls' game. It's everyone's game. It's a normal. We don't have to talk much saying that women something. It's not like that. From my personal experience also, have not felt that there is a particular discrimination. We have more responsibilities when we are moving into family life. So we must be able to manage it. We'll have to compromise somewhere something. We must take the help of third party system. Like we should now, like for example, you have children, you must take the help of your parents or somebody to take, like that. You must learn how to balance your work life. That is one thing. Like I was, see, another thing is nothing is easy or swift. That is what I want to say. This was said by Marie Curie. All of you know who she is. I was taught that the way of progress was neither swift or easy. So she has said that, you know, every successful person, especially women, and if you just read her her story, you will understand, in because early, it is not this stage. Earlier when she did, there was really gender bias, and she had a lot of issues because just she was a women scientist. But she overcame all those obstacles, and she has got 2 Nobel prizes. You know, there is still nobody who has gotten 2 different sciences. Then again, the first African American women astronaut has said, don't let anyone rob of your imagination, your creativity, or your curiosity. It's your place in the world, it's your life. Go on and do all you can with it and make it the life you want to live. It may take time, but be strong in your thinking. That's what I wanted to say. And last one, I wanted to say, if you know you are on the right track, and if you have this inner knowledge, then nobody can turn you off, no matter what they say. It may take time, but you will be successful. Thank you.
Yeah, now I think participants can raise queries, if any.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Good morning, ma'am, and thank you for the informative section. Actually, I just want to know whether CUSAT is having any institutional fellowships.
Yes, CUSAT actually, we have for UJRF, that is University JRF, given to also for postdoctorate, and for pursuing PhD, we offer fellowship.
Okay. Ma'am, actually, I've done my PhD, and my
Okay. So
my
you
Viva was on. Yeah,
huh.
I just want to do postdoc, but
Okay.
I'm having 2 kids, so I had a break of 2 years.
Okay.
So I just want to see whether I can move forward in research or not. But doing postdoc means we have to do full time, right?
Yeah. You can see in CUSAT has postdoc fellowships available, and you will have to come and you have to find a guide. You'll have to explain the problem, and you have to register there. And once you are enrolled as a postdoc, then you can avail the fellowship given by CUSAT. Number one. Number two, as I said, you can just go into the slides and check like SERB, DST, so many other Inspire, like DST Inspire program, DST PERS, and not PERS, sorry, SERB also. DST SERB postdoc fellowships are there. I have just mentioned few there. You can apply in there, and you can get a grant from there also. Only thing is, you will have to find out a guide and a problem, and you will have to apply in women's scheme, and you will be getting a fellowship from there, and you will be able to do it here.
Okay, ma'am. So,
That
ma'am, if I'm getting a scholarship fellowship from CUSAT, like, is it compulsory that I have to be full time for postdoc?
Yeah, that is actually postdocs. As per rule, it is mandatory that it should be a full time. Postdocs are full time. Then the other loopholes, maybe you can find out if now how much you have to be here and all those things. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Ma'am, I have a question. Suppose we submit some research proposal and all. At first level, will we be having some sort of presentation or anything?
Yes. Usually, the first thing is you must have an idea. You must have a proposal. You should have identify PIs, co-PIs, and all that. Second thing is there will be a call for proposal, or it is open throughout. Then you will have to submit. Nowadays, it's very transparent. Not like 3-4 years back. We used to submit a proposal, and we will not know whether it is accepted or rejected. We have directly gone into Delhi, and we have found out also from especially UGC and all. Sometimes it was not very open. Nowadays, everything is digitally done. So you'll have to log in. There will be a login and username given. You'll have to submit your proposal. Also, they will ask you to send hard copies to a particular scientist, G or F, or whatever they have mentioned. So that is the procedure. once you submit your proposal, definitely there will be intimation from their side, either that your proposal is accepted or rejected. If it's accepted, then it is accepted for a presentation. Definitely there will be an evaluation committee. First level, they will evaluate and they will say, they will identify the potential projects. Then they will ask you to, I don't know, current corona situation, it can be online. Otherwise, we will have to go to the venue that they specify. Like we have gone to DBT, we have gone to DST in Delhi. Sometimes they give another common location, like some central university somewhere, and they travel across to this place. There will be a committee, which is called as, like they call different committee names are given according to different schemes. And they in front of the committee, you will have to make a presentation. So after the presentation, again, that is the second round of evaluation. Then if your project is accepted, you will get the letter from there saying that this project is accepted, and you will get a financial assistance of whatever amount you have asked for. So if you have asked for 50 lakhs, maybe there are chances there is a variation, 40, 45 lakhs, or even maybe higher, little bit higher. But mostly what we have asked, a little less we will be given, or sometimes the same amount. So after that, there will be a letter. Then if they have, once that letter comes, they will transfer the amount to the account what you have given. Once the amount is transferred, the day one begins. From that day onwards, we assume that we take it that the project has started. So you are supposed to, you have given 3 years project, you'll have to complete it within the 3 years. After 1 year, there will be another review. You'll have to say, you have to send UCSC, Utilization Certificate, Statement of Expenditure audited by your institute. Plus, you'll have to send a technical report, and there will be another review which will be done at the end of every year. Earlier, when I used to do project, we did not have that, but nowadays it's mandatory. It's also called as, DST calls it as group monitoring workshops. And they make it as a workshop. They call all the PIs, and they ask all the PIs to present in front of, it will be a big audience full of scientists, and they have to present it. But it's all for increasing our knowledge. They don't do anything, there is no tension needed there. We learn a lot by doing this. So we go present there, then they release the fund for the second year. Again, at the end of second year, it is mandatory that you have to give these 3 things: UC, Statement of Expenditure, Utilization Certificate, audited, whatever the scheme you are, these 3 things are mandatory, and technical report, what you have done for the second year. Similarly, third year, 3 times they will ask you. End of third year, then you will not have a presentation, you will have to give the project completion report. Mostly they will not, some schemes may request you to come after the end of third year also. Mostly only it will be there until the third year is 3-year duration project. If it's 3-year duration project, third year release grant, you will have a presentation. After that, it would be mostly successfully over. It's like that. I think I have answered, na, Dr. Bindima?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yeah.
Any more questions?
You can also mail me in case if you have any questions, others participants. I think chat has something is there in the chat.
Ma'am, can you share your mail ID?
Yeah, I can share. It's there in the, I've just sent it in the chat.
Yes, ma'am. I hope there are no more questions. Any more questions?
There is a suggestion sir has given.
Yes, yes.
Professor Mohan. Yeah. So that I think you can just.
Yeah. There's a suggestion. When you apply for a fellowship or help from abroad, being a member of IEEE will be very useful. Enroll yourself as an IEEE student member or professional member.
Yes, sir. Thank you. That is a very valid point. I even have not mentioned that also. We have to enroll ourselves into any of this kind of professional bodies like IEEE. I think now the participants they have all from the IEEE thing, huh?
No, not fully.
IEEE, ACM is there, IEEE is there. Yeah. At least for India, we have CSI, Computer Society of India. Like that, we can identify some professional bodies and enroll ourselves so that we get, as sir has suggested, we get a lot of fellowships and other benefits.
Okay, I think we can wind up, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am, for your very informative and energetic session. I think that we should have kept some more time for this session because it was really, really very interesting and very informative. On behalf of IEEE Malabar Subsection, I thank you for accepting our invitation and being with us and sharing your views and all your knowledge with us. Thank you very much, ma'am.
I'm also thankful to you. I enjoyed this session. I have learned many things while preparing for this. So thank you so much. Bye.
As we move on to the third session of the day, I have an important announcement to make. Audience, please feel free to drop your questions and doubts during the session in the Zoom chat box. We'll be addressing your queries at the end of the session.
1 second. There is, in the chat box, there's one more question from Neena Bachchan, how to get enrolled in IEEE. Sir, Monda sir.
Okay, you can go to the IEEE portal, IEEE.org. All the information that is required for enrolling as an IEEE member. If you are a student, there is a concession membership, maybe we will be paying only $25. If you are a professional member, the cost may be about $50. If you have some project or institution is paying, it will be very good. Even otherwise, if you shell out that money, it will be very useful for I think. Anyway, if you write to me or any one of the IEEE volunteers, secretary or any executive member, we will send you all the information that is required. So either you go to visit the IEEE portal, IEEE.org membership, get all the details. And those who are in India, they can even pay in Indian currency. That's the possibility. So there is a Bangalore headquarters, you can pay in Indian currency. If you have a credit card or something, you can pay through a credit card. You can complete all the membership enrollment formality online and then make the payment, and with given the membership number will be allotted, and in a few weeks time you will get the confirmation. Hope okay.
Thank you, sir.